She's just a girl and she's on fire, hotter than a fantasy, lonely like a highway. She's living in a world and it's on fire, filled with catastrophe, but she knows she can fly away. Oh, she got both feet on the ground and she's burning it down. Oh, she got her head in the clouds and she's not backing down. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is on fire. Looks like a girl, but she's a flame, so bright she can burn your eyes. Better look the other way. You can try, but you'll never forget her name. She's on top of the world, hottest of the hottest girls. Say, oh, we got our feet on the ground and we're burning it down. Oh, 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 got our head in the clouds and we're not coming down. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is on fire. Everybody stands as she goes by, 'cause they can see the flame that's in her eyes. Watching as she lighten up the night. Nobody knows that she's a lonely girl, and it's a lonely world. Gonna let it burn, baby, burn, baby. This girl is on fire. This girl is on fire. She's walking on fire. This girl is on fire. She's just a girl and she's on fire.
So I love how the universe works in my life, and so I love how the universe works in all of your lives. Because the universe is always working for us. It is never against us, and I want you to remember that always. It's always for us. It's never against us. And so I don't know if you saw my blog on Monday. Some of you did. Some of you, I don't even know if you know I write a blog. I do. It was on a daily basis, and then I kind of slipped. And I'm going to get back doing that again. I write a blog every day. It emails out to, I thought everybody here, maybe not. If you want to be added because you're not getting it, just let me know after service and I will add you to that. But I wrote the blog about change. And then we had, that very evening, an emergency board meeting. And so before I get into the details to all of that, I want to talk to you about the 5 steps of treatment and how that really works. So I want you to remember that 2 years ago, Barb and B. Westcott Curl gave us a donation of $24,000 plus, and we put that in the bank. And I was so excited, and it was absolutely noted that was for our new building only, right? That was the only thing it was for. And then the rest of you donated money, and we have $7,000 in a in a new building savings account. It's the only thing it can be used for. It's sit there, it's collecting interest. And so when we got that donation, as a community, we treated. And we have a vision core now. And, it's the highest and best for Genesis. What does our new building look like, and everything? So if you remember the steps of treatment, the first thing is recognition. It is knowing God is, right? That God is. And it is perfect, whole, and complete always. No matter what it looks like here on planet Earth, no matter what our expectations, there is a vibration of good, that constant vibration of love that is God. It is unchangeable. It always is. And we as humans are always in our consciousness striving to get to that, if you want to call it back home, to be one with that. And so step 2 is the unification with that, right? It's the recognition and knowing that if God is, I am. So if God is perfect, whole, and complete, so am I. If there can be no separation between it and us. And I'm actually going to walk around today. So Bob, let's turn the camera. Because I want to remind you that when we started this process, Kelly Gooden created, and everybody here, stand up, turn around if you want to, created this beautiful symbol of our community and our growth and our new home. Because all of these leaves are people who have donated to our new building, right? All of those people, all of that good in financial wealth. Bob, we're turning back around, just so you know. And then what do? I mean, we do the recognition piece. We name what we want. We claim it. We know it's the truth of who we are. How many of you have done that in your life for different things that you want to happen, right? And then we give thanks. Even though it hasn't materialized, we give thanks because we are so grateful to know the truth and that God is working through us all the time. And then we release and let it go. To me, sometimes that is the hardest thing to do as a human. What do you mean I got to release and let it go? I want that building today, dang it. Right? I've got to wait. And how many of you have prayed for a new partner and you get a cat or a dog? Because really, and some people think my prayer wasn't answered. Oh, yes, it was. What the universe is probably telling you right there is love the dog or the cat first. Be one, be in good relationship with that. And then we'll send you the partner that your heart desires. So many of you are probably thinking, oh my God, we're going to buy a building. Yeah, no. There are stepping stones to buying a building. And I wish with all of my heart I was standing up here and I was telling you, yeah, we're going to buy a building, or we bought a building and we are so excited about it. However, the universe works the way the universe works. And I, for one, have to listen and pay attention. So I want to tell you, first of all, that I am the person who digs in their heels and says no first. If you remember when we chose to let the band go, I was the person that with my heels dug into the ground kept saying, no, 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 we're not going to do this. And then what I realized, if we wanted to survive as a community, we had to do that. And we survived, right? Do we miss the band? Absolutely. Are we grateful for Christine S. Young? Oh my God, yes, absolutely. Is it a shift? Yes, it is a shift. It's a stepping stone. And so what I'm telling you is we are going to move because First Church has decided that when we got a new lease in September, they raised our rent by 11%. And right now, during this situation of life that we're all going through, it does not make sense for us to spend $4,000 a month on a building that we use on Sundays and Wednesdays. It is not financially prudent. It is not good for the community's health. It is not good for our financial health. And so we found a place. It's going to be perfect for some people. For some people, they're going to have to drive now. And so, Bob, if you'll put up the first slide. Yeah. So we're moving to the Carco Theater, which is in Renton, Washington. And I want you to know it's going to be perfect, and I'm sorry. But I also know that it's really difficult to give up what is. It's really difficult to go to a stepping stone when you want the whole enchilada, right? And I'm a girl that always wants the whole enchilada. And I know this is a stepping stone. And I will tell you two things about this place. Number one, their manager there is a pistol, and I love him. Number two, one of the things that he said to me is when I said, no, we would want the lease for an entire year minimum. Every Sunday for an entire year. And the next words out of his mouth is, you will save this theater. So it's 300 seats, which means on a Sunday, even with our current environment, unless it closes down more, we can have 70 people. It is fully functional, which means that the only thing we have to take with us is the gong and the keyboard. Everything else is provided. Bob, we were worried about people seeing the projector. There is a full projector that comes down onto the stage, and that camera can be up. And so not only will the camera now see Christine S. and I and the practitioner that's on who's ever serving on a Sunday, but you'll have the words to the song behind us. And so we don't have to build it in. They're going to be able to see everything that we see. So that's been a concern of Bob's. It sits on the Cedar River in Renton, Washington. So there is a path that goes along that river, so we can do walks for anybody that wants to. After church, we can do walks. Cedar River Trail is long. Trust me, I've rollerbladed on it with my husband before when I lived in Renton. Across the street and across the parking lot, not the street, is a community center. So next year we can have Gifts of Love, and it will be right there. My biggest excitement is also in the parking lot is a water park. So I'm so looking forward to summer after Sunday service, and we can all go to the water park together. That would be. There is so many opportunities to build community and have it look different. And what I know is this isn't just happening to us. This is happening to a large population of the churches now, whether it's New Thought churches or whether it's Christian churches, that attendance was dropping off, as Carrie Newcoff would say. I get a blog from somebody that's very high up in the Christian organization. He blogs every single day to tell people about how to move through transition, because this transition, he said, this was coming. And what happened with this global reset is it just sped up the process. And so what I meant with some people, some of you people that live here in Burien, I apologize, because you are now going to have to travel farther to service. For you people that live in Renton, going to be closer to your house, you're going to have to travel less. For you people that are on I-5, the distance is the same. Once you turn, instead of going 518 to Burien, you go 405 to Renton. Actually, the distance, because Colleen Brady, bless her heart, figured it out, it's the same exact miles. And so it's changed. I am going to open it up for questions. But before I do that, I do want to tell you that B came running up, because she's here today. Thank you so much, B. And she said, the place we are going to move to for the interim is the theater that she envisioned more than a year ago. And she said it's not only the theater that she envisioned, it looks exactly like what she envisioned. That's how God works. He gave the vision to be because he knows if he'd given it to me, I would have said, hell no. That's not what we're doing. And so he didn't even, or she or whatever, didn't even waste time with me. I'm going to the girl that's going to hold this and know the highest and best for this community. Hang on just a minute. I have notes because I knew I was going to get. Okay, so Bob, if you'll show the next slide, which is the map. So it's right off of 405 and the Maple Valley Highway. So Maple Valley Renton Highway, it is right there. And there's a Sherry's across the street. Let me see, what else do I want to tell you before I open it up for questions? Oh, we are saving, just so you know, $2,500 a month, which is $30,000 a year. I always save the best for last. So I am going to open it up for questions. Yes. Oh, yeah, when? That would be good, huh? February 7th will be our first Sunday in the new location. So in between now and then, we will be making some decisions about storage. To be honest, since we don't know how long we're going to be there, it's going to be kind of a reset of everything, and so a lot of things we're going to be releasing. We will make a decision on that as a board, and then we'll let the community know, because you'll have first right to say you want something before we sell it or release it. Okay, any other, Vicki? We do own these chairs, and we are going to sell them. Just because Bernie is a storage, as you know, Reverend Bernie works at a storage unit, and he's going to help us get space. And he said, Gayle, your biggest space taker-upper is going to be the chairs. And we really don't want to pay that kind of money per month. And so I have offered them to First Church first. And if they take them, yay. And if they don't, then we will list them on Craigslist or somewhere for sale. Laura. Oh, thank you. Okay, so Laura wanted to know if this was big enough for Soupy Dancing when it comes back. Just so we're clear, this space is Sunday only. So Wednesday night services are going to be from people's homes. Like Cynthia will do her meditation, and she will do Facebook Live from her home. In the future, as it opens up and as we grow, then we can either rent this space, we can rent the community center across the street when we have things, and we can also do classes once we can gather back together in people's homes. One of the things that moved me from the hell no, I don't want to do this in September to the okay, God, I'm listening now, was I had a conversation with Yvette and Belinda. And I hadn't really talked to them in probably 2 years. Texted, yes. Facebook, yes. But really to sit and talk with them. And so they were Paul and my best friends when we met them in Santa Fe. And then they moved to Seattle. And then we followed them to Seattle. And then they moved back to Santa Fe. Well, they moved to Albuquerque. And I was like, I'm not going back. I do love them. I adore them. And it's one of those relationships now that has to be long distance. And they reminded me of when we were at the Santa Fe Women's Club and how that really bonded the community. That there was time to really socialize, and I don't know, it was a different feeling, but it got me out of my stuckness of me thinking I knew better than God knew, about what was the next step for Genesis. So, as far as Sufi dancing, Laura, it would not happen within this year. As the community grows, then it is possible we could start renting it on Wednesday nights if their calendar is open, and not in the first year. And if we don't know how long we're going to be there, I'll be honest, because we need 4 months prudent reserve, according to my board of trustees, in the savings account to be spiritually conscious of our financial good. And then we need enough money to buy something. And even though $24,000 is $24,000 more than we had 3 years ago, and $7,000 is more money than we had 3 years ago, $31,000 is not enough money to buy anything except maybe a piece of property. And so we need to really be wise and to put our money into a building fund, if you will. That's what those two things are, is a building fund. So eventually we can have our own space. And interestingly enough, I hope I can share this. Vicki? Yeah. So Vicki is in the visioning core, and so I had told her before today what we were going to be doing, and she said, that's really interesting, because Vicki is our partner in buying space. That Vicki's vision is to have a space for herself and for this community, and she is, when she talks about it, she will give you goosebumps. I promise you, she will give you goosebumps about what she visions for this community. And she said, well, that's really interesting, because she had decided to refinance where she lives so that it would make it more comfortable for her to live financially. And then she was told after she did it, oh, and by the way, you can't sell this piece of property at least for a year. And that's the piece of property she's going to sell so that we can buy something. And so it's interesting year in year. I'm just saying, I love how God works. So how about online, Cynthia? Anything? I can't. I'm sorry. I can't hear you. Same answer. Yeah, it's when I said Sunday mornings, I mean Sunday service only. Yes, Vicki. Yes. Thank you. Yes, I am. I don't know, and I would, when the time comes, I will certainly ask the manager. There's a park-like, we sit in a park-like setting. And for the visioning team, I want you to remember some of the things we vision, because this place has it all. Yes, Lorianne. I will. Thank you. Vicki wanted to know, one, am I going to be working out of my house? Yes, I am. And I will let you know that Michael Johns is already visioning a nice big office space for me when we get to our new location. Michael Johns is on the board, and that was his big concern, is that I would be working from home. I'm good with working from home, so I did it in corporate America. I can certainly do it here. And the second question was, is it in a park-like setting where maybe in the summer we could do Sufi dancing outside? And yes, and I need to ask our manager, the manager of the Carco Center, if that's permissible. B.
I just want to thank the Board of Trustees and you, Reverend Gayle, for making the hard decision, because this is the best for our financial good.
Absolutely. Thank you, B. Yeah, I don't want any of you to think that this was a snap judgment. We started this process in September and like I said, I was the biggest person that was like, because the first thing that came up, well, we could just do Sunday service in your house. And I'm like, yeah, no, we can't. No, we can't. So I had a lot of no's coming out of the gate. And then, that's kind of how I process. I was the biggest no about releasing the band. And then finally I came to, okay. Cynthia, yes. The bookstore. That is a good point, Leslie, and I wish Courtney Campbell was here. It may start out with we will do a deep dive sale on the books that are in the bookstore, and then once we set up at the new location, we get a feel for it. We will get those. If you've ever gone to any secondhand bookstore, they have the carts that sit out in front that are kind of tilted, and they put the books in there. And we could certainly do that. Probably give us a quarter, and we'll start doing that at the Carco Center, because the nice thing is we could leave the books at the back of the stage. They are really being, they're wonderful to work with. Vicki. Great. Okay, so yeah. So yeah, just like Amazon. So Vicki had a fabulous idea of doing a bookstore with the gifts maybe as online and taking pictures and selling it online. I can't give an answer to that. And my first response was, oh, I could do that. And my second response was, yeah, that's not going to happen with me doing it. So we'll give that opportunity to Courtney and see if she's interested in doing that, or anybody else in the community that might be interested in doing that. That could certainly be open. And again, I think that is something initially that we will do once we're over there. Yes, Cynthia. No, let Cynthia go, please. Oh, good question. Thank you. Thank you. They actually have a place for children's church. It's underneath, so it would be. It's actually, there are spiral staircases that you go downstairs, and there is a TV there. If they wanted to watch the service, they could, and so we could set up down there when we start to have children in church again. Yes, Mr. Dillon. Oh, thank you. Yes, they have a coffee bar. We will man it ourselves to start with, which means that we'll make our own coffee and tea, and that will be all we offer initially. And then as the restrictions are lifted and as we grow, we can hire them to open up the concession stand. And it's a theater-type concession stand. But then somebody would be there and do the coffee and all of that for us. Yes. Oh, thank you. I forgot about that. Yes, next Sunday, 1 p.m. I would like to meet you all at Carco Theater. You must wear masks. It is required. One of the things that we will have when we move there is a COVID-compliant officer that is required by the city of Renton. That the Carco Theater have someone on premise. And so there will be somebody, and you don't know how good that makes me feel, because I do not want to be the COVID-compliant police person. It just does not make me comfortable. So the fact that that gets handed off to somebody who has gone to classes and knows what the rules are, yay. So thank you. So next Sunday, 1 p.m. Yes, Cynthia. I'm not sure. Maybe. Maybe we could donate our popcorn maker. There you go. Yes, it's not a movie theater. And it was funny. And I meant to tell Kim because when I said theater, she had envisioned a movie theater. And I was like, how do you tell the difference? Movie theater ends in T-E-R. Theater for plays and such ends in T-R-E. Who knew? But that's how you tell the difference, Kim. When you say them, they sound exactly the same. All right. So, come on, people. This is and I know, I got lots of questions in-house, so hang on a minute, girls. I know some of you are like, woo, let's go. And some of you are like going through all kinds of emotional things about, we have been here, and when I say we, I mean Genesis. We have been here for 10 years. It was 10 years in May. And so if you have anger or sadness or, whatever those emotions are, they are absolutely the correct emotions to have. And I would recommend for anybody that is going through any sort of grief about releasing this building, please join Cynthia and Diane the fourth Sunday of this month so that you can talk through that, because this is grief, okay? This is a form of grief. Not all grief is about losing a person or a pet. When you look at, well, why do I feel bad? It's just a building. Because you've been here 10 years, and there's memories in the walls of this building. And when we leave, it doesn't mean that we're leaving the memories. However, we are leaving the building. And so there's going to be some sadness with that, and that's okay. Work through that. Laura. Laura, you're going to need to take your mask off. I have no idea. Yeah, I don't know if they have them in the restrooms and stuff there. I didn't ask. I guess we'll find out at our first, or we can ask, you can certainly ask John next Sunday. Vicki, you had your hand up.
Can we take the God is love sign?
No, it's not ours. It belongs to First Church.
And the second question was, when I went there yesterday because I couldn't leave. And I saw signs that said, no food, no drinks, no food inside the area. So does that not apply to us, or can we take the
I don't know. I'll have to ask John. I assume because they sold it, we could. However, it could be that you're only allowed to drink it out in the lobby. Yeah, foyer, lobby, whatever that word is. It's quite a big area. It's a social area where we can gather before and after the Sunday service. So maybe we can't take coffee down. And that would be understandable because we know that even as adults, we tend to spill things or kick things over. Yes, Cynthia. Okay. Meetings. We will initially start with all of our meetings as we're doing them right now, and that's online. And then eventually, we will open it up and we will do meetings in people's homes. And then if we get to the point financially that we could rent a space to have meetings in, maybe at the community center, which is right there, so we're in the same hub of things, we could certainly look into that. However, we have done meetings. This community and the community that I was part of in Santa Fe have done classes and meetings in people's homes before, and it works out well, and it builds a strong connection. Yes, Bob?
All libraries have meeting rooms, and they can be scheduled for free.
Oh, okay. Thank you. All right. That's good to know because the Renton Library sits right on the Cedar River. Lori.
And what are the hours rented for the Sunday morning?
Sunday morning is 8:30 to 12:30. Every Sunday. Yes. No. Everything's provided. The only thing we are taking from here is the gong and the keyboard. All the mics are provided, the sound equipment's provided, the projector's provided, the screen's provided. So you will bring your cameras and your tablets and our cell phones for Facebook Live. Other than that, everything. Oh, and Kyle will be taking this and the receiver for it. Yes, Linda. There is, she wanted to know if there's a reader board out front. Yes, there is, and I talked to Carco Theater about it, and he said that that reader board belongs to City of Renton, and I need to contact them. So I need to ask them, and then I need to find out what the cost is, and then I'll have to present that to the board, because that would be fabulous if we could do it at least on Sundays when we're there. We can, though, place our sandwich boards out on the street. So that's allowed, and kind of point people back to Carco Theater, because I think we have 4 or 5 sandwich boards. And what I need to do between now and February is take all of those to Staples and get them repainted or whatever they do. So it says Genesis Center for Spiritual Living instead of Genesis Global. Probably not. I'll probably be not gifting. I will probably be giving this to Reverend Charles. This was given to Reverend Charles by his grandparents, and so since we don't need, and this podium is heavy if you've ever tried to move it, and so it's something that would have to be hauled out from the back of the stage. She wanted to know about the podium, hauled out from the back of the stage to the front of the stage every Sunday, and they have podiums there that they'll set up for us. And so I don't want to do damage to this, and so I'm sure Reverend Charles would love to have it at his center down in Palm Desert, so I need to contact him. Yes? The keyboard belongs to Genesis, and yes, the keyboard is going to be one of the things that we take with us, and it will be left at the Carco Center. Any other questions? Concerns? I didn't hear you. I will be what? The group? Oh, the publicizing. Yeah. Well, probably starting in January. I'm going to put a post of this on Genesis Family. And not of this gets posted automatically, but I will write up a letter to the community and post that on Genesis Family, and I will also post it on Genesis Center for Spiritual Living. We will probably start advertising our new space the first of the year. Kyle. Wow. So Kyle has played there before, and he said they will link our media to their media, so anything we have going on, they'll publicize for us. So, yay. It's a good traffic area. I do know that. And it feels lots of parking. However, I will warn you, because my son advised me. We share the parking lot with the water park and with the community center. And everybody's like, yeah, it's Sunday. What kid does not want to go to the water park on Sunday, right? And the community center, they have basketball games there, even in the winter. And so the parking lot, there will always be enough parking. It might not be the closest to the building as you would like. However, there is a place to drive up to the door And we might have to have valet service for some of our people who, walking clear across the parking lot might not be the best for them. So we'll do valet parking. We'll do valet parking. I don't want to spend $2,500 on a shuttle. Anything else? Come on, people, last chance. Yeah. Yeah. You'll be my shuttle for me? You have one? Okay. All right. Well, the interesting thing about that, she wanted to know if we were going to have a going away party, is that we are still in a restrictive weight. We are under guidelines. We can actually have 50 people here. We have probably 20 show up on any given Sunday. I don't know. We will definitely do something the last Sunday that we're here to bless the building. So yes, we will have something, but as far as people coming, there might be some that come some Sundays and not others that might come that Sunday. But we do have the restrictions, and we have to be mindful of that. Does that answer your question? Well, yeah, of course, we will do that. Yes. Cynthia. Well, okay, when will the church pack up? We're starting that now, just so you know, because there's some things that we can start to release now. So we're starting now, because I will tell you, February 7th, we'll be here tomorrow, just so we're all clear. So waiting doesn't solve anything. As far as Christmas Eve service, I have done a Christmas Eve service every year since I became a minister, so 10 years. And I decided this year, based on the fact that we have these restrictions, that we are not going to do a Christmas Eve service as a community. There are a lot of communities out there that are offering online services. So I recommend that you do one of those. This will be the 1 year I have decided to take off, and my husband and I are going to go skiing at Mission Ridge. And I hope that you feel happy for me doing that. Thank you, Laura. Anything else? All right, let's pray. And I just want to thank you all. This has probably been one of the most opportunities I've had to give a Sunday message. This one had me wound up like a top. And so thank you, Mother, Father, God, Spirit, in and through and as me, to hold that space in my heart of hearts for the highest and best, for myself, for everyone present, be it online or in the room, for the entire community of Genesis, what it looks like today and what it looks like as it gets to be its next best version of itself. Because this is just a stepping stone. This is not the final destination. This is the journey. And so we embrace that journey as a community. We embrace this opportunity to really look at, during this global reset, what does it look like on the other side of that? Who are we going to be? How are we going to show up? And so this is an opportunity for us to say yes to God, because it has certainly said yes to us. That power, that presence, that one has whispered, follow me. And even though we can dig in our heels, eventually you just really have to allow. You take that breath and realize the vision is bigger than who you are. The path is wider than you could have imagined. And the goal is still there. That someday, whether it's at the end of 2021 or further out, it does not matter. Genesis, Center for Spiritual Living, will have its own home. And it will be magnificent and it will be beautiful, and we will all be a part of that. And until then, we are on this journey. And whether you watch Star Wars or Star Trek, it doesn't matter. There is the hero's journey. And that's what we're on. We are on the hero's journey to home. And so I welcome you all to join this journey with us. Regardless of your feelings right here and right now, whether it's excitement or discontent, to allow yourself to go, wow, change just is. Because that is the only constant in the world, as Ernest Holmes would say, is change. And so we welcome that in. We welcome in this opportunity to recreate ourselves in that divine idea of God as us and God as Genesis. For that I am so grateful that I release these words knowing that as it is spoken, it is done, it is complete. God has said yes, and it is in that yes that we let go, we let God, and together we say, and so it is.
As you watch my